Some big name legends coming to MUT tomorrow morning, starting off with Charles Woodson. He is your defensive set player, 88 speed, 90 man, 90 zone. Of course, Packers and Raiders theme teams for him. Your offensive set player, another huge name. Go along with the wide receivers we've gotten this week in Tyreek Hill, Calvin Johnson, 88 speed. You know he's 6'5", hits all the route running thresholds, and Lions theme team for him. So for the set players, two big names. Your LTD is underwhelming from a positional standpoint, but it's Ray Lewis. You know, it's Ray Lewis, 87 speed, 90 hit power. I mean, if you run linebackers, he's going to be your best bet. Ray Lewis is your LTD. And matter of fact, if you have had some 85 legends that you have stored in your binder like me, you'll notice that they are up a little bit from this announcement. They're at around 90,000 coins. It's a little bit of a tricky market because it all depends on what toppers they release on Saturday. Last week, they didn't release any 85s and toppers. It was like only 88 overall. So 85 overalls last week went up to like 105 to 110k. But this week, normally they probably are going to release an 85 overall topper. So I'm actually trying to sell these guys at around 100k. They're 90k right now, but they should just be keep on getting bought over the next hour or two. So I'm going to try to get 100k for my 85 legends. If you want extended coverage of the market and how I make my coins, subscribe to the Coin Bible exclusively on Team Get Lucky, link in the description. In some other news for Madden Ultimate Team that released today for the first time, this is some big changes. You are able to buy levels for the seasonal pass as well as the competitive pass. But wait, you might be thinking, damn, this is terrible for the game. This is ruining the game and everything MUT stands for. You'll be surprised. EA actually did. They implemented this the correct way. Now, yes, they're doing this to make money. That's what all their decisions behind everything they do. It's to make money, and they're going to make a fortune off this. However, they have capped to the point where, one, you can only buy up to 45 levels, or 40, is it 47? It's 47 levels, I think it is. You can only buy up to 45 or 47 levels for the Season 1 Field Pass, and then for the Comp Pass, you can only buy up to level 27. As you can see, I'm level 48 right now for the Seasonal Pass, and I'm like level 29 for the Comp Pass. So, you can't actually buy every single level. It's just, the way they've implemented it and the way they've described it and marketed it, it's more of like a catch-up. Like, if you missed out, you can catch up and buy your levels to where most people are currently at right now. The other thing is, you might be thinking, oh, this is going to be out at the launch of Season 2. Wrong. They're only allowing this, and they're only releasing this for each season over the last, like, quarter of the season. Right now, we have, I think, 20 days left, 14 days, 20 days left. I don't really know exactly, but it's only being released in the last 25%. So if you just played the game and you've been grinding all season, they're still not going to be able to ever get ahead of you. Like, by the time they release this ability to buy levels for Season 2, you will once again be level 50, be level 30 for the I mean, people are like level 45 for the Comp Pass. I'm level 29. I'm way behind, and I can't even buy levels. So it's actually a pretty cool thing they've released for people that have, you know, not been grinding levels. You want to catch up, you can, but it doesn't really affect the people that are actually grinding levels. Another bit of big news, and this more caters to our community, our market stuff. The companion app is ready to go for MUT. It's not out yet, but MUT leaks tweeted out the companion app is all ready. They have it finalized. That's the word stage. It's ready to go. Most likely will be released next week if I have to. Fingers crossed it gets released next week. But finally, the companion app is coming to Madden 24. And, well, if you're a market person like me, this is probably the best news we received like all year, because it's a hassle having to sell and buy cards only from the console. Even though I'm not out and about that much, right, this is my job, being able to just sell cards from the companion app and not have to log on to my Xbox at, you know, 2 in the morning, like, it's really helpful. And for you guys that have school, that have work, you guys really have not been able to go on the market at all or sell cards at all throughout the day when you're busy. So this is a great bit of news, and hopefully they release it soon. Now that they have it ready, they have we know that it's ready, even though they haven't officially said it. We know that it's ready via MUT leaks. So yes, should be getting it relatively soon. I wouldn't expect it this weekend, they're not in the office, but maybe by Monday, you know, Tuesday, Thursday, when they release a big content drop next week. Maybe there's an update and they get the companion app too. Maybe they're just waiting for Season 2, so that is another thing. They could wait till Season 2 to drop it, but either way, it's probably coming out within the next month. I know that's still a long time frame, but at least we're getting it. I know they've been lazy about it, super lazy about it, but it's just something that they aren't they're prioritizing levels, right? Because that's making them money. Companion app does not make them money. On to the next topic of discussion. This is a little bit of a different video. Like, yes, we'll talk about market in a little bit, but there's not that much to talk about. But we're talking about some things, and I would probably say the first two things we talked about via the levels, I actually consider that a positive for the game, and then now the companion app. This one, a little bit of a negative, and it has to do with content releases and legends. The problem is right now within content drops is that legends, especially quarterbacks right now, we'll use Aaron Rodgers and Michael Vick as an example. Legends are the only players right now to get tier 3 abilities. So if you look at Ultimate Kickoff Aaron Rodgers, right, this card, as you guys know, it's not the best card. No one really uses it. He gets 71 speed and he doesn't get Gunslinger. And the reason that is all non-legend players right now at 88 overall, they only get tier 2 abilities. Whereas legends, they're a little bit special, and they've made them, like, on a pedestal this year. And yes, it is legends, like, it should be, you know, but we get legends in other promos, too. So it's like, for AKA, like, Lawrence Taylor, he doesn't get a tier 3 because he's not an actual legend. But Michael Vick, he gets a tier 3 ability, so he gets Gunslinger. If Aaron Rodgers was quite literally a legend program card, he would get a tier 3 ability, and he would have gotten Gunslinger. And while this isn't affecting a ton of cards right now it's really only affecting quarterbacks. I mean, we got Kyler Murray and Aaron Rodgers this week. Those should have been able to rival Michael Vick, but they can't because they don't have tier 3 abilities. And right now, a tier 3 ability for quarterback is Gunslinger, and most people are using Gunslinger on their quarterback. And again, right now, this isn't affecting other cards because we're not really using any of there's not any other game-changing abilities on a wide receiver, a defensive end, a cornerback. But as the year goes on, for one, legend quarterbacks are the only quarterbacks. Like, I'm not kidding. There's not going to be a quarterback that is a non-legend unless they change up the abilities that is going to be relevant, because we got Hot Route Master and Set Feet Lead, and those are some tier 4 abilities. And once we get tier 3 abilities on normal cards, well, then legends are going to get tier 4s. And that first tier 4 quarterback we get, that's going to be the quarterback we're going to use for the entirety of the game until we get another legend quarterback. And that's going to extend once we start getting route technician wide receivers. Well, the only receivers that are literally going to be meta top of the line are going to be a legend receiver, because they're the only ones that are going to get route technician. Once we get tight end apprentice for a tight end, the only tight end a lot of people are going to use if they need tight end apprentice is going to be a legend. The problem is, and I'm not complaining about legends being too good. I'm complaining, and it's a little bit of an issue, because it's affecting the other content. I mean, we have AKAs, we have Team of the Weeks, and we have our Thursday content. There's gonna be a lot of times throughout this year where we're gonna get big name players, but they're gonna be underwhelming because they're not gonna get that tier 3 or that next tier of abilities unlocked. So hopefully it's something they look into, but right now it's only affecting quarterbacks, but in the near future it could affect defensive backs, it could affect wide receivers. The first ever we get an inside stuff for a defensive tackle, well, the only player that's really gonna get it is gonna be a legend D tackle. We're not going to see it on Team of the Week D tackles, aka D tackles. So hopefully EA can, you know, kind of learn from it's a mistake in my opinion, and we can maybe change it going forward. But now getting into the heart of the market conversation for this video. I'll be honest, there's not that much I am doing over the next 3 days. There's a lot of stuff we're going to get into on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. A lot of stuff. I mean, it's going to be revolving around 85s once again. Right now, if you know, what am I selling 85s for? I'm selling my 85 overalls for 89,000 coins, and I'm going to leave it at that. We'll get more involved with 85s on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But for right now, there really is just not that much going on within the market over the weekend. From last weekend, you guys will know, like, the market kind of rose. There was a little bit of a rise over the last weekend, and it was just because training went up because, you know, people were opening mystery packs for legend packs for Michael Vick. Probably do the same thing this weekend. So unfortunately, for it seems like this year, it's just the weekends are dead. They're just worse buy days than the middle of the week. So I also have ladders, so I'm not gonna be on the market much this weekend, but there's not that much to do. Now there's some sets, and I'm not gonna talk about the sets in this video because, as always, they will ruin them. There are a few champion sets out there that are really, really good for making coins. You know, has to do with like maybe some 84 overalls and some 88 overalls, but there's some really, really good champion sets you guys can build to make some quick profit. But there's not that much changing within the market. It's still going to be team builders are your best way on a low budget to make some coins. Investment wise, again, we'll get more into that. And again, it has to do with 85 overalls, and why I still like 85 overalls going to next Thursday. I know I sound like a broken record, but We'll get into that for Market Monday, but for right now, you don't really need to worry about it. But yeah, there's not that much going on within the market. You know, yeah, 85s didn't do that well this past Thursday once again because the champions sucked. And we only got 2 of them. We got Aaron Rodgers with quite literally a torn Achilles included with his card. And then we got a defensive end, Jadeveon Clowney, that just doesn't have good pass rushing move and is not like overly fast. There's just better pass rushers and outside linebackers and Lawrence Taylor, DeMarcus Ware. I guess we could talk about LTDs a little bit. I bought a few Jesse Bates at around like 450k. LTDs this year do seem to be doing very, very well as long as you buy the right position. You're not buying like a receiver that's very mediocre or a quarterback or a running back, I would say. And part of that, I think now I'm finally understanding it a little bit more. It goes back to Madden 22. Theme teams are a lot more relevant, and LTDs are very, very important for theme teams because they're just usually really, really rare, and they aren't like why Stephon Gilmore has gone from 550 to 950k. It's because Cowboys theme team has emerged as one of the top 3 theme teams in the game going into MCS ladders. So all the comp players, most comp players, are going to have Stephon Gilmore on their field, and that is why he is so expensive. Even has helped with Javon Taylor a little bit, with Tyreek Hill coming out and Juju. Chiefs theme team has definitely been probably a top 10-ish theme team right now, and Javon Taylor is a part of that. That's why he's gone up a good amount. Hopefully that strings along to Jesse Bates, because he's Falcons, and Falcons is a little bit of a good theme team. They've got Finneran, Michael Vick, Deion Sanders. Going to Ray Lewis, Ravens is pretty solid. They have Deion. They have Shannon Sharp. Ray Lewis, probably a decent investment. I'm hoping he's very, very cheap. Like, if Brian Finneran was less than 500k, I'm hoping Ray Lewis is like 450 because he's just a linebacker. But that's really all I wanted to talk about. This was more of like an informational video. We got like some big changes to Madden 24 within the comp pass, within buying levels. Huge legend weekend drop, but there's not that much going on within the market. It's good. This is what it's going to be for the most part of the year. If you have AKAs, I would still try to buy like my 85 AKAs under 80k, but the problem is they're a little bit inflated right now. So you can't really do that, but those will be like a sell on Monday. And yeah, that's really all for this video. Comment if you have any questions, like if you've enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, and until next time, peace.